So anyway, I'm not apologising. Yeah, I am. So that's the signal. That's the signature tune to bring us into the next hour. So here we go, and we're going to be kind of getting very, very deep into it. So a lot of good conversation here. I've got three guys out of a band called
Dublin Steet.
Welcome, boys. Lovely to have you here. Alan Schroeder, Alan Unsworth, and Tommy Murphy. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Lanky Beat Live. Nice to hear you, and nice to hear from you. And you brought your guitar, you brought a CD.
We have.
So we've got a jam-packed hour, haven't we, in front of us?
We certainly have.
Yeah, let's. Well, first of all, let's take it one stage at a time and look at what you've been doing since I met you. I only met you down at Lanky Cats, didn't I, Alan?
Yes, it was
how recently was that?
about 2 years ago, Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were playing the Mersey Cats, and we were invited up by yourself.
Yeah.
To play the Lanky Cats, and we had a great night. Made great friends there.
Yeah.
We went down great.
It's nice. Yeah. It's nice to be. You made great friends there.
Yeah.
But when I kind of came up with the idea of doing Lanky Cats, I'd already been round to Mersey Rats and Mersey Cats, and I never, for 1 second, thought about that. I only thought about putting live bands on and playing good music, right? Which is what I've got.
Yeah.
But the big spin-off has been all this camaraderie and, people getting friendly with each other and getting making friendships.
That's right.
With each other, because of course you bands men have got the common cause of playing in the band, haven't you? So you've naturally got a way into chatting to other people and making pals out of them. It's great, that kind of thing. What do you think, Tommy?
Yeah, brilliant. I've been going to Mersey Cats now since about 98, and the friends I've met over the years, and me and my brother started going there back then.
Yeah.
Playing, my brother plays bass, I play guitar, doing a bit of skiffle stuff,
Yeah.
and guys in there just encouraging you all the time. Come back, get up, and the next thing other guys want to join you. Got a drummer in, and the world's your oyster. And well, we are where we are today.
Yeah.
It's
So
great.
you're one of the veterans of Mersey Cats, Mersey Rats kind of
yeah,
era.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I mean, we're new kids on the block here compared to you guys. We've only been going like 6 years, and we have to pinch ourselves. How did we do 6 years? How do we get here?
Yeah.
And
Flies over.
I know, absolutely, Alan, absolutely. And of course, we've got Alan Schroeder here, who's the drummer in the band. Well, Alan can hold a show on his own, can't he? Because the amount of stuff he's done and been through and done all the rest. Just tell me what you were just telling me before, Alan. What about?
Regarding the CD.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it goes back to when I was with the Black Knights. During the
A
Mersey
group called the
days.
Black Knights in Liverpool.
Yeah, and we lived on the Wirral.
Yeah.
And we had a manager knocked on the door one day. We didn't have phones then, And he said we were doing an audition at the Adelphi for the film Ferry Cross the Mersey. I was still in my working here actually, So we jumped in the van, went to the Adelphi, just with the acoustic stuff. And when I walked in, I seen Jerry Marsden. I hadn't seen Jerry Marsden for years since he made it big, I'd been with Cliff Robertson and the Rockers.
Yeah.
Prior to that, we used to see him very, very regular. Yeah. So we went in, and there was quite a few of the Liverpool bands, and we auditioned. The Cubas, Earl Royce and the Olympics, a band called the Black Belts, had all the hair blonde, and a lot of other bands, Liverpool bands. And we did the audition, and then we got the message to say we've been accepted for the part in the film.
Fantastic.
Yeah. It was amazing, actually.
Yeah.
And we were in the Locarno.
Yeah.
It's the Olympia now. We were there for 3 days. And it was a talent competition. We were one of the bands competing against Jerry and the Pacemakers. But they wanted an alternative sort of band to Jerry.
Yeah.
It was very clean cut.
Yeah.
And we were like Wilder with long hair.
Yeah.
Leather jackets.
Scruffy.
Stuff
Yeah.
like
Scruffy sods.
Yeah. And
Still is, as you can see, Bill.
Rag bag, yeah. So we
Put your hat on.
we were asked to do an original number. Kenny, I thought Manny wrote quite a few numbers. So we did one called I Got a Woman.
Yeah.
I think the problem with it, we should have changed the name because there's 3 I Got a Woman's out.
Yeah.
There was an Elvis one, wasn't it? And,
Yeah. Yeah.
And Ray Charles one. and we should have called Lover So Fine or something, perhaps, I don't know. So that's
Yeah.
what we did. We auditioned. We got the part in the film. Then George Martin, who asked to go down to Abbey Road, and we recorded in Abbey Road with George Martin, and they released the record with Angel of Love on the other side.
Right.
And from there, we used that as a lever to get us into Hamburg. We went to the Star Club for 6 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's only like years later, Spencer Lee, Radio Merseyside, rang
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
and he said he's putting a new compilation CD out, and it's got 3 Black Knights numbers on. I said, well, I can't have, because we only recorded 2. No, he said, there's 3. So he played it over the phone, and I said, that sounds so much like us. I said, but I don't know how that's happened, you know. So I said, Spencer, can you ring Bill Kenny in Wales, who was the bass player?
Yeah.
And he rang him, and then I rang Bill. He said, yeah, it's us. I thought somebody had been messing with a computer, but it was in the archives. It was off Abbey Road, and it's called I Got That Feeling. So we'll play a little bit later on, Bill.
Yeah.
It was a surprise, really, to note that we had, after all these years, you know, we had 3.
You had 3 in the can, as it
3,
were.
yeah. And from that, like,
Yeah.
we toured all round
So-
England in our little van, and that, you know, and
Yeah.
the Black Knights from Ferry Cross to Mersey.
Yeah, that's great.
And
So that's a little bit of a claim to fame. What about you,
Yeah.
Alan? Where's your background start?
Well, I'm a big Bob Dylan fan, as the lads know, and I just was doing like solo stuff, just open mics and stuff like that with the guitar.
Yeah.
That's where the origins of the name came from. I was playing a lot of Dylan stuff, and through the lads in the Mersey Cats decided, you know, get a band together. And as you do, you have arguments, what should we call ourselves, you know.
Yeah.
Because I was in charge, I took charge. I come up with the name Dublin Street. Now Dublin Street is, if you go down to Liverpool Docks,
Yeah.
like by Bramley Moor,
Yeah.
there's a street called Dublin Street. And on May the 14th, 1966, Everton were playing at Wembley in a cup final, and Bob Dylan was playing in the Odeon on the same night. During the day, Bob got on his photographer, Fernstein, went to Dublin Street and got all photos taken with a load of local children. You know, they looked like little scruffy kids, and he took about a couple of dozen photographs. And if you go on the web, they're all on there. But what we found out, we've done a bit of research, a friend of mine, we found out that the Beatles also had was photographed there 4 years earlier, after Ringo was sacked with Pete Best. After Pete Best was sacked, and Ringo's first photo shoot was virtually 5 yards away from where Dylan was. So I just thought it was a great musical history.
Absolutely.
With the Beatles and Dylan. So we thought, that's it.
You don't come bigger than that. Down
So I
in
think I won the
Douglas.
argument over, you know.
Aye.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
we go to some gigs, and some
I mean,
people,
Dublin Street's still there by the docks, isn't it?
Dublin Street is protected because there's 10 streets along with all the renovation and the new Everton Stadium and such.
Yeah.
A lot of it will be going, but the warehouses are protected.
Yeah.
Apparently, they're Vulcan Street, Dublin Street, Saltney Street. They're all going to be protected.
Yeah.
So
Quite right.
our name will be there
Yeah.
forevermore.
Forevermore.
Yeah.
Evermore.
Yeah.
I love the name Dublin Street. Everybody say, "Hey, you're from Dublin," and
Well-
of course you're not. You're not. You're Liverpool lads, and that's all there is to it. But yeah.
We get asked to play a lot of Irish songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so but we're doing an Irish gig on St Paddy's night, so we'll promise we'll promise our support. So we'll do.
You can
some
make
Irish
you
songs.
can make some money out of it, can't you? You're having a name like Dublin Street because everybody thinks you're an Irish band, you know.
We've been to a couple of gigs, and we thought you were an Irish band. It's
Yeah.
like, oh no.
I know.
yeah, where's the
But
drum?
we've still gone down well.
Where's the fiddle?
Yeah. I want a bit more about you, Tommy, and your background.
My background, and the music background.
I mean, you've got the right name. Murphy
Yeah.
is a good old-fashioned Irish name, isn't
Yeah.
it? Murphy.
Right, yeah. Well, my influences, I love the old skiffle and that, and my influences come from when I was a kid. Well, my old man's a Dutchman was #1 in the year I was born, 1961. But my older sisters used to say to me, "How do you know all these songs? This is when I'm in my 30s. Before, how do you?" I said, "I remember my mum and dad coming back from the club as a kids, and we could stay. There was 9 of us, by the way, and we could stay up and listen to them talk, and my mum and dad and friends, but we had to be quiet. And the pots and pans had come out, the spoons. Someone would make a kazoo with a comb and a bit of the Liverpool Echo, and they'd sing My Old Man's a Dustman, putting on all the skiffle stuff. And so it must have stuck in my head. And years later, me and my brother just said, let's do this stuff, you know, and and we are where we are. So.
I mean, skiffle, it was the forerunner of everything that came after, like rock and roll, Merseysound, you name it. Lonnie Donegan was cutting edge, doing something completely and utterly different. And yet his songs were based on, I think, Black America, you know, kind of the Southern American states.
There's a lot of folk in it as well.
A lot of folk.
Lead Belly and Woody Guthrie and all that.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, through listening to that, I've been listening. You know, you listen to where
and
it
he
comes from.
upped the ante and put a bit of movement to it. That's all he really did. Took the songs. Rock Island Line's a typical folk country song, and that he took and made a hell of a job. I love Rock Island Line. It always turns me on, as it were, in terms of music. And I could sense, when I listened back to it, I could sense where the rock and roll all came from, how the development took place. Young people like us were listening to that, weren't we, Alan? Kind of going, we can take this further, And we jumped on anything that was slightly different. I mean, I remember, Paul McCartney, Till There Was You. I mean, that was from one of the shows, wasn't it? Was it My Fair Lady or something like that? You know, they were the kind of songs, ballads coming from an era, and they were kind of doing them all over again, but doing more to them and making.
They were the Quarrymen, weren't they?
Yeah, the Quarrymen, and yet they were doing songs like that, and bringing this music through, and that's exactly what we were all doing. And then, of course, the songwriting came into it then, didn't it?
Yeah.
And of course, that's when the Beatles went like ballistic because of the songs that came into it. But that's not to take away anything from Lonnie. No. Lonnie was a pioneer. You can't take anything away from it. No. All right, his songs were, some of them were cheesy.
Silly,
Yeah, My Old Man's a Dustman.
Yeah.
But it's a number one, mate. Yeah. You give me a number one, I don't care what it is.
Any pub you go and play that song in, even young kids today, I'm talking 17, 18, 19, they all pull the trousers up and they dance to it. It just gets people dancing.
I didn't realise they pulled the trousers up, but I can see why. Put your guitar on and let's see what we can come up with.
I've got my washboard.
No, then, and I know I've seen a washboard kind of walk in the door, and it's a glass washboard. It's kind of, I think this is an upmarket washboard. This.
You've seen mine, Bill. You've seen my washboard.
I know, it's off pockets of me.
The old glass one.
Because it was corrugated, galvanised corrugated iron, wasn't it?
Yeah.
One of the first washboards.
Yeah.
And he brought his glass one in, a really posh one.
He's had that a few years though.
Oh, it's seen some action. I must admit, when I first heard you do skiffle at Lanky Cats, it's the first time I've ever heard skiffle at Lanky Cats. You're the only band that does skiffle at Lanky Cats.
Yeah.
And you know what reaction you get from everybody. It can't, like you said before, everybody goes crazy.
We're the only ones at the Mersey Cats and probably the Rats as
well.
And people always say, keep doing what you're doing because there's not a lot of people do that.
Exactly.
We would get lynched if we didn't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I come to...
I know you can hear all this goings on, and what I've got here in front of me is thimbles, the kind of stuff, that's it, you put on your fingers to play a washboard. Isn't that right, Alan?
That's correct.
I haven't seen thimbles for years. That's right, brilliant.
Yeah, I've got to get them off eBay, actually.
I'm just going to say, what were they originally used for, thimble like that?
Sewing.
Was it in sewing?
Yeah.
Is that what it was used for?
Yeah.
And of course, they transfer beautifully onto a thing called a washboard, don't they?
I just don't know, it's going to be too loud. But,
Have you broken any of these glasses? Have you broken any? Have you ever broken any?
Yeah, I did. a guy called Bobby Scott, who's the drummer with the Clayton Squares.
Yeah.
I lost Bobby, who's a good mate. So I got up with this at his do, and the Clayton Squares got about 5 guitarists, and I was fighting against guitars. And next thing,
When you said you were fighting, you were trying to get yourself heard.
Trying to get some, I was battling against the guitars basically.
And you're battling against the volume of guitars.
So to combat that, what I did with the Black Knights, you know Mal Jefferson.
Yes, I know
He's
Mal
got a
very
studio,
well.
Mal, and he said we did a little set of skiffle, Bring a Little Water Sylvie, mine old Dan's a Dustman, and what we did, we taped a microphone to the washboard and put it through the desk.
Right.
And it sounded really great. And it's funny enough that how I come to be in Dublin Street, and I met Tommy here and Mick, his brother. They had a little band called the Kirby Skifflers.
Right.
And they played in Amazing Cats.
Yeah.
And I saw them on stage before them, and they were excellent. So I said to him, don't you use a washboard player? And Tommy said, yeah, that Mick's tried it, like, but you can't get the hang of it, you know.
Yeah.
I said, what do you want a
Especially while
washboard?
he's playing bass.
Yeah. So he said, "What a washboard player?" You know, so he said, "Yeah." So I did a couple of gigs with Tommy and Meg. I did the Matthew Steet Festival.
Yeah.
Buttons, Billy and Molly
We
shows.
did the Hard Days Night Hotel, didn't we?
Yeah.
And the other
Billy and
one,
Molly shows.
we did the Exchange Street, and we did the Billy and Molly show. And it's funny, one of the best numbers was "We Love to Boogie." That's not even skiffle.
No.
But it was
Right.
great, wasn't it?
We
And
skiffle
right.
it. We skiffle
We
it up,
skiffle
don't we?
it,
We skiffled it
We
up,
do it now,
yeah.
don't we?
So
Right. Fantastic.
that's
These are great stories. Once they start kind of coming out, they're endless, aren't they? These stories, you know. Now then, a little bit of a kind of a sound check, as near as we can get it. So
Okay.
give me a chord on that.
yeah. Oh, you're gonna do Dustman?
Now give me a. I hope that doesn't take over the sound.
Should I go up there? I think I'll be better out there.
Oh my old man's a dustman. He wears a dustman's hat. He wears gold garnet trousers and he lives in a council flat. He looks a proper nana in his great big hobnail boots. He's got such a job to comb me up and he calls them Daisy Roots.
I say.
Some folks give tips at Christmas and some of them forget. So when he picks their bins up, he spills some on the step. Now one old man got nasty to the council roads. Next time my old man went round there, he punched him up the throat. Oh, my old man's a dustman, he wears a dustman's hat. He wears gold wiry trousers and he lives in a council flat. He looks a proper nana in his great big hobnail boots. He's got such a job to pull them up and he calls them Daisy Roots.
I say.
They're all button in here and I'm losing the words.
Keep going, it's great.
One day a wife's in a hurry, he missed the lady's bin. He hadn't gone but a few yards when she chased after him. What game do you think you're playing? She cried right from the arts. You've missed me, am I too late? Now jump up on the cat. Oh, my old man's a dustman, he wears a dustman's hat. He wears gold wiry trousers and he lives in a council flat. He looks a proper nana in his great big hobnail boots. He's got such a job to pull them up and he calls them Daisy Roots. He found a tiger's head one day, nailed to a piece of wood. The tiger looked quite miserable, but I suppose he should. Just then from out the window, a voice began to wail. Said, "Oi, where's me tiger's head?" "Off from his tail." Oh, my old man's a dustman, he wears a dustman's hat. He wears gold wiry trousers and he lives in a council flat. He looks a proper nana in his great big hobnail boots. He's got such a job to pull them up and he calls them Daisy Roots. Oh, my old man's a dustman, he wears a dustman's hat. He wears gold wiry trousers and he lives in a council flat. Once they were in a hurry, he He missed the lazy bin. He
said, "Hey,
hasn't got
there you
back
go."
to the gas. He's next after it. Oh, my old man's a dustman. He wears a dustman's hat. He wears gold primary trousers and he lives in a council flat. Next time you see a dustman looking all pale and sad, don't kick him in the dustbin. It might be my old dad.
Here we go. Another hour of the
I've got in number 13, Alan.
15, I think.
Oh, I got a woman.
I got a woman, okay, yeah. Sam?
Fantastic, fantastic. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Give a great big round of applause. I hope it didn't distort because it took my needle right over to one end. I think it's bent it. You have to bent it, that needle. Anyway, we've got a track here called I Got a Woman, and it's by the Black Knights, which of course you were drummer in the Black Knights, weren't you?
That's
Alan?
right, yeah.
So
That's right, yeah.
let's have a good listen to this. The Black Knights there, singing I Got a Woman, that's right. Now, a little story about that. Remind me what that story is behind that track, Alan. That was done at the...
Yeah, we did that in Abbey Road.
Yeah.
Firstly, we played it in the Locarno during the talent competition against Jerry and the Pacemakers.
Yeah.
With another 4 bands. They all competed against Jerry.
Yeah.
But Jerry was going to win it, you know, so that was it. So from there, EMI, George Martin decided, you know, to record us. Actually, what happened when they did the filming,
Yeah.
the sound was on the camera, and it wasn't satisfactory. So there was, they provided a coach, and he put all the 4 bands on, the Blackwells, the Royal Olympics, the Black Knights, the Cubas, which turned out to be a great band.
Yeah.
And we all got on the coach, and we all went down to L Street Studios. And it was the opposite to Link's lip syncing. They put the bands up on the screen, and we had to watch it and play because the soundtrack wasn't good enough for the film.
So
that was
they
like
dub your sound onto the visual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was like that was 2 recordings of it. One we did in Locarno, one we did then, and then we were asked to go to Abbey Road.
Yeah.
With George Martin.
Yeah.
And that's the one you just heard, I think, the George Martin one, the one, and then. We said we'd hear, the committee would decide what was going to be released, and I lived in the middle at the time. I walked into the flat and just being out, and I heard this sound. I thought, I know that. I know that. And when I went in, my mum and my brother, you know, it was fantastic. Yeah, it's funny, when we went to Abbey Road, we didn't read music. We were pretty, we weren't acquainted with the music because nobody did it, you see. So we went in the studio. George Martin was up some stairs, and he said, are you in concert pitch? You know, Ken looked at Bill and Bill looked at Ken. Then he both looked at me and I'm just shrugging my shoulders, you know.
Because it was
So
cricket.
next thing, yeah,
Game
he
of
took them
cricket.
over to a piano and he went ding, 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 you know, tune up to that. So they
Yeah.
did so. Then we did I Got a Woman. And if you notice at the end, it goes ding, 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 and Bill is on bass note. I haven't done that. But we only did I Got a Woman twice.
Yeah.
Angel of Love, I think we did once, which is the B-side. And apparently Bill, who lives in Wales now, he comes up every Christmas we have a take. He remembers us doing quite a few numbers. And it was like an hour of stuff. And it was really weird something then to have stuff. You know, Kenny was such a good songwriter and I put the drums on and stuff.
Yeah.
It was just an fantastic experience really.
Absolutely. And,
Yeah.
and nailing them songs like in 2 and 3 takes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, well what happened?
That's great.
We used to play them during your set. It's
Yeah.
like Alan does. What's the one you do? Dirty Looks, isn't it?
Oh, the one I read, oh yeah.
Yeah. And we put it into the set.
Yeah.
So when you come to record it, it's going to be cited like the Beatles. George Martin must have been over the moon when he met the Beatles because they had so many songs that were already tightened up.
I know.
They didn't have to. Next thing you know is they're putting the EPs out and LPs out because that stuff they'd done in Germany.
Yeah.
And they had it ready to go, didn't they? That was
They
like
did.
Angel of Love.
I know.
And other numbers.
Yeah.
You can't do a full night if you don't stuff it. It's not going to go down
Yeah.
in that situation. But you can put 2 in the set and play them regular.
Yeah.
And then when you come to record them, they're going to be good. And
Fantastic.
that's what happened, yeah.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, that was great. Got the ball.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
Twanberg and stuff.
We've lined up some more music here, and this is Dublin Street Live. Let people listen now to what Dublin Street sounds like. And it's done live at Lanky Cats, isn't it?
It is.
Tell us a bit about it, Alan. Can you just say, what
Well,
you did?
Yeah, it's another skiffle song that we do. It's called, what's it called, song?
Putting on a style.
Putting on the Style. It's only done like a one, 1957.
7.
And this is another one that goes down well at the Cats and other places.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
And of course, the famous washboard comes out.
Well,
Back to 1957. Sweet 16, no success, just reaching the boy. Watching screaming giggles on every little noise. Turn their face a little, and on the head of one.
Well, that's a bit of a good recording, man. I mean, I enjoyed listening to that, especially live and all that. Yeah, great credit to you boys. It's pretty good stuff, that. I certainly enjoyed that. And I know what happens when Dublin Street do the skiffle. Tommy does all the lead on it, don't you? You're more or less the lead singer. You kind of nudge him out the way, don't you? When you're doing that.
He's on drums, isn't he, Alan?
I know.
But a little story.
I mean Alan Unsworth.
Yeah.
You kind of does he take a back seat and start?
Well, I'll make joins in on that. He likes to sing along. I think it's the only song he remembers. And my own man's But a little story about putting on the style. Dave, what's his name?
Morgan.
Dave Morgan.
Dave Morgan told me this story. In the song near the end, it goes, putting on the style, socks. And in the song, Lonnie Donegan shouts socks. And the song carries on. If you listen to the song, you'll hear it in the original recording. Now, the original recording was recorded at the London Palladium.
Right.
And the story about the socks, Dave Morgan told me this. Some of the old 60s band members, i.e. Donegan, Les, what was his name? Les, the compare.
Ghost. Naz.
No, Des O'Connor, sorry.
Des O'Connor.
Des O'Connor.
Des O'Connor.
And they all stayed in Dave's sister's house in Liverpool.
Yeah.
And as a boarding house. And she used to put the band members up. And this particular night, Des O'Connor staying there with Lonnie Donegan. And she'd knitted Lonnie a pair of socks. And she hadn't knitted Des a pair. Anyway, cut a long story short, when they actually recorded Putting on the Style live at the London Palladium, Des O'Connor was the compere and Lonnie was on stage with the band singing. And where the socks came in is Lonnie Donegan actually looks over to Des
O'Connor
and lifts his leg up and goes socks, because he was always a bit jealous over it. And that's where I was told that by Dave Morgan. He said that's what happens. And it's stuck in the song. He sung it live, and it was recorded live.
So it's got the word socks on it, which of course has nothing to do with the song at all. But
no,
a little in joke between them.
That's right.
These two guys. Yeah.
Des O'Connor and Lonnie Donegan. Yeah.
But we used to play that a lot at the Junction in Rainford.
Yeah.
and the manageress there used to gather socks off everybody. Used to go up to a room and she'd have about 35 pair of socks all rolled up. When we shouted socks, all hell broke loose. Socks were being thrown here, there and everywhere.
Flying at us, yeah. And there's a video of us playing and we carry on singing and we're laughing and singing. And when I look down, there's like 2 socks hanging over my guitar neck, as we're still playing.
Kind of having a sock fight.
Correct.
Fantastic.
Terrible smell in there that night.
Yeah, I bet there was. Yeah. And what about another song on live then, Tommy?
Yeah, okay.
What else have you got?
Well, I think Alan's going to sing one, aren't you?
Yeah, with the thing is about Dublin Street, we're very diverse with our music.
Yeah.
Like
they're one of the most diverse bands I've ever had on Lanky Cats.
Yeah, like we have the Lonnie Donegan, we have Dylan, we do some Beatles, Tom Petty.
Yeah, definitely.
So we like to keep it. And we do get a lot of people saying, I didn't expect what was coming next. Yeah. So we're going to do it.
We got asked to do an ABBA one night.
We were struggling there.
Mamma Mia coming up, is it?
Well, we're going to do a Dylan song, and the Birds version of the Dylan song. It's called You Ain't Going Nowhere.
Right.
Without the harmonica. Clouds so swift, the rain won't lift, the day won't close, the ceiling froze. Spring your mind on winter time, and you ain't going nowhere. Away, ride me high, tomorrow's the day, my bride's gonna come. Away, are we gonna fly, and down in the easy chair. Well, I don't care how many letters you sent. Morning came, morning went. Pack up your money, I'll pick up your tent. 'Cause you ain't a going nowhere. Away, ride me high. Tomorrow's the day my bride's gonna come. Away, we gonna fly down in the easy chair. Away, ride me high. Tomorrow's the day my bride's gonna come. Away, we gonna fly down in the easy chair.
Well done, boys. Well done. Give yourself a round of applause. Bow to the audience.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Right, so we're going to have some good times again in the future with you, aren't you? When are you coming back to Lanky Cats next?
It's I think about 8 weeks, Bill. We'll be there.
Yeah.
About 8 weeks. Not sure on the actual date. I think it's May.
Is it May when you're coming back again?
Yeah.
Great
I've
stuff.
got a couple of people interested in coming up who've never been. A couple of friends. So
Yeah.
they're going to be popping up with us and having a little look.
Right.
Yeah. So we enjoy coming up, as you say.
Yeah, we always enjoy it, don't we?
We meet all friends there.
It's a bit of a run for us, but it's worth it. It's always a full house,
Yeah,
isn't it? It's a
yeah.
great atmosphere.
It's a bit of a
And
kind
you
of...
made very welcome, you know. The
Yeah.
setup's good.
Yeah.
The sound
Sound
system,
engineer and
great.
everything, yes.
Engineer.
We love it, yeah.
Full marks to the engineer and that, and yourself, who do a lot.
Yeah.
Who do a lot of work for it.
Yeah, we work hard in kind of putting it, making it right for you.
Oh, it is, yeah.
And as long as you come and enjoy it, because let's face it, we ain't got no bands, we ain't got no Lanky Cats.
Right, yeah.
And we decided a long, long time ago that we've got to keep our bands happy. And if you're happy on stage and you're looking good and you feel the sound's great,
Yeah.
that comes across to our audience and they're happy.
But you can see we're enjoying ourselves up there, Bill, can't you?
Yeah,
And
I can
thanks
see
to you,
that, yeah.
Thanks to you, you've invited us to play the Cavern
Yeah.
in 2019.
Yes, we have.
Well, that's a long way away, but,
It's not.
we'll be there.
It's not that far off. I'm telling you, the way time flies.
You're well booked up, aren't you, Bill?
Yeah, I'm well booked up now till 2019. Christmas
Yeah.
2019, I'm booked solid. And I've got a waiting list of bands, 12 on my waiting list
Good.
to
Yeah.
get in 2019. I mean, people like Wes Paul have not responded. Other bands have, so I have to take first come, first serve.
Yeah.
And I'll give you if you want 4 gigs in the year, you get 4 gigs in the year.
That's right.
I may in 2020, after reduce down to 3 bands across the year, 3 gigs across the year, should I say, and kind of get the others fitted in, as it were. But I'll cross that bridge when it comes
But
to it.
to be honest, to be fair to you, but you're fair, aren't you? You give everyone the same credit.
Everybody is
Yeah.
equal.
Yeah.
There's no prima donnas in my book anyway.
Yeah.
And you're all, absolutely equal, and
Yeah.
you're treated in exactly the same way.
Yeah.
We did have bands who come in and thinking they should take the, the top spot, as it were, of the night, the best spot of the night and all that. But we soon got rid of that idea.
Yeah.
We didn't want anybody dominating. And whether you go on first, last, second, or third, it doesn't matter to us. It's all equal.
The atmosphere is great all night there, isn't it? Even when the first band.
If your
comes on.
first band on, they're still dancing to you
That's right,
after
yeah,
about
yeah.
5 minutes, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's all they have to do. Just warm up 5 minutes and they're up dancing.
dancing,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the few clubs that the audience seems to get there first. The audience are there
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
we play.
Right, yeah.
Before we play,
Yeah.
so and they're up for it. They're
Yeah.
up for it. Yeah.
They
so-
like a drink up here then, don't they?
It's famous though, isn't it?
Does-
The capital of Cabaret, isn't it?
Yeah.
All the clubs that used to be up here.
Yeah.
I used to come up here doing residencies.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
I was out every weekend, you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of which clubs do you remember most, Alan?
Oh God. Oh.
Can you remember Goose Green Labour Club?
Goose Green. Yeah. I was resident at Newton.
Up Holland Labour Club?
Yeah.
Up Holland?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to pick them out of a hat for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Beach Hill Labour Club,
Yeah.
that was a big one as well. They've all gone, these clubs. West Ward
Sad,
Labour
yeah.
Club.
Up Holland.
Yeah.
As you say, yeah.
Up Holland's still going. I apologise
Yeah.
to people down there. Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
There
still
was a
well and truly
big one
going.
somewhere, wasn't there?
It's,
Was the casino?
Well,
Was that?
well, the Wigan Casino was a ballroom. And
Yeah.
prior to the name Casino, it was known as the Empress Ballroom.
Yeah.
And that was what it was in the 20s, 30s and 40s, 50s.
Yeah.
And then this change started to take place in the late 50s. And things called bands used to start playing, or groups, should I say.
Groups, yeah.
Groups, as they were called then. And then we knew there was something going on in Liverpool that was quite serious. What with the Iron Door and the Cavern, of course. And there was something very serious going on down there.
Yeah.
But it was underground, wasn't it? It wasn't mainstream or anything.
No, it wasn't.
But all the kids had tuned into it by then, hadn't they?
Oh yeah, yeah.
They all
I mean,
knew.
what the Beatles were doing at the Cavern,
Yeah,
yeah, it was incredible.
I know.
There was so many venues, and they were all packed.
Yeah,
Kids dancing. They'd have Rory Storm on the Undertakers.
yeah,
Carl Sagan Cruises, Father's Flamingos.
yeah.
But the Beatles
The
were the
Dennisons.
instigators from
No,
going from jazz to pop.
no.
It was always jazz to Cavern, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It,
no,
it was.
Ray
It was
McFall,
avant-garde, studentish,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Attracting the musical aficionados. It was kind of elite music, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was, you had a swinging blue jeans, were initially supposed to be a jazz band. They used to do it at Tower in New Brighton, but they weren't a jazz band because they didn't have any brass. They were basically a skiffle group with a stand-up
Yeah,
double bass and stuff, and they went to the Cavern. They were acceptable by the jazz fraternity because they weren't out and out rock and roll.
yeah,
They were like a jazz skiffle group. But when Rory Storm went, they threw money at him on the stage, threw pennies at him, because they didn't want rock and roll.
no,
And it was now transforming from the jazz,
yeah.
to the Mersey big bands.
And probably it attracted more people, and which of course attracted more money through the door.
Yeah.
Ray McFall
There was
probably
no
putting
drink.
more money in his
Yeah.
back pocket, wasn't it?
There was no drink, it was all
Yeah,
coffee and
and it was
Coke
coffee,
stuff.
tea.
And what I'd found about the Cavern, well, I joined a band called Cliff Robertson Rockets in those very early days.
Yeah,
And Bob Wuller, we were doing audio call, and Bob Wuller said, would we turn professional to do lunchtime sessions at the Cavern? And the Beatles were nowhere to be seen at this time. Rory Storm was around, Derry and the Seniors, the cast
yeah.
of Casanovas.
Big three,
you know.
Casanovas.
I think the most frightening thing about the Cavern, you could dance in the two-side aisles,
Yeah,
but in the middle aisle, they all sat
they did.
watching you. Now, when you did AC Institute, Midland Town Hall, the Yellow Park Ballroom, all the kids were dancing. And in this situation, it was nerve-wracking because they were sitting watching you. You had to entertain them. And I've got a very shy sort of personality at that time. And it used to make me a bag of nerves. And that was what it was about. Because that middle row was just people staring at you like that, and you're just playing. Now, if you go on a theatre now, it's similar to that, you see.
Yeah,
But you adjust to it and realise, what's happening.
Yeah.
But them days, that was hard,
yeah,
So we did, when the Beatles come back from Hamburg, we were on with them a number of times. And then the next thing, we had one or two lunchtime, and we packed our jobs in. I went to Cadbury's. And there's a few of them, big names, got gigs cancelled. They'd never admit it,
yeah,
And so did we.
yeah,
As Cliff Robertson and Rockers, and we went back to work. We were Cliff Ritchie.
yeah,
That was going out of the window then. Once those Beatles come with the leather gear on, we done it a few times,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it was now. And then we played all the old Chuck Berry stuff that had been done. They were incredible.
Yeah, fantastic. It's fun.
Yeah.
You guys have brought some fantastic stories with you tonight, and
Yeah.
I'm sure we could go on and on and on and on.
Yeah, I would sort
about
of tell the
this.
lads one
I
on
know,
the car.
I know.
I could,
What
when I'm in
do
the
I?
car with Mick, Tommy's brother,
Yeah,
and we go to a gig. All I do is tell him stories about the Beatles. He
oh,
said,
here he goes again.
I can listen to you all night. No, he doesn't. He said, I can listen to you all night.
Yeah. Alan could write a book. I'm told we should write a book.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we've got another track up, haven't we, here? And it's the Black Knights again.
Yeah.
Can you tell us something about this album?
This was another one written by Kenny Griffiths, the front man, because I put the drums on it.
Yeah.
When we used to come back from a gig, we'd go to Kenny's house and we'd put the kettle on and stuff, and then we'd go down the corner for an Indian, and then we'd come back and we'd get the guitars out and
Yeah.
all that, and start doing this sort of thing.
Yeah.
And this is another song. He was very much in love, Kenny, at the time, as
Yeah.
I remember. His songs were all about love, and he was
Yeah.
very
Nothing wrong with that.
engrossed then. And this one's called Angel of Love, and it was the B-side Have I Got a Woman? I think this should have been the A side. We would have done a lot better.
We'll let you people judge out there.
Yeah, I think so.
Is he an angel? Angel of love. Is he an angel? Angel of love. This is the first time I felt this way. This is the first time, and I must say, I feel like I'm falling in love with somebody sent from above. And at all I feel that love is unreal, and everything is a dream. Tell me, is he an angel? Angel of love. Is he an angel? Angel of love. This is the first time it's happened to me. And if you saw her, I know you'd agree. Her eyes are a heavenly blue. Her lips are those that are true. When she's close to me, it seems to be that everything is a dream. Tell me, is she an angel? Angel of love. Is she an angel? Angel of love. Every time that I'm with her, I don't know if I hear or there. It seems, yes it seems, just like a dream. Oh yeah. Is she an angel? Angel of love. Is she an angel? Angel of love. This is the first time it's happened to me. And if you saw her, I know you'd agree. Her eyes are a heavenly blue. Her lips are those that are true. When she's close to me, it seems to be that everything is a dream. Tell me, is she an angel? Angel of love. Is he an angel? Angel of love. Angel of love. Angel of love.
Yeah, I think that's the better of the two, Alan.
Yeah,
I
I
would
like that
agree
one,
with
yeah.
you entirely about that. Yeah,
We thought
yeah.
we were harmonising, but
Yeah, yeah.
we're singing in unison actually.
Absolutely
Which
great.
is okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
If it works, it works.
A
It's,
good old-fashioned, typical 60s
yeah,
Mersey
just
beat
driving
song,
along.
wasn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's the way I play. I play a little bit strong, but they were the trio, the Black Knights.
Yeah.
And we were in Hamburg for 6 weeks.
Yeah,
And three of you, and you've got to keep going for all those hours.
you do.
And you can't stop. You've got to keep that moving. So it does make you more basic, solid,
Yeah.
than being technical, because it's got to be that way, you know.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a bit like the Kinks, really.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It was. They were grueling sessions, weren't they?
They were,
but
yeah.
what you were getting out of it was this your expertise and
Yeah.
your playing. Were getting better
Yeah.
and better, and the more you did it, the better you became at it.
Yeah,
and,
that's
you know,
right.
you know.
The
And
more you play, the better.
John
you get.
Lennon says the best music he ever played was in Hamburg.
Yeah.
Didn't he?
And also when he was in Liverpool, when he came home from Hamburg, that was never the cool. When he wore the black leather
Yeah.
jackets,
Yeah.
that was absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
When
So
he
if
had
you-
Pete Best on drums.
If you never heard the Beatles in Hamburg around that time,
Yeah.
then you never heard them the best.
Yeah.
That's how
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
Around the best time.
That's what people do say.
Yeah.
And when they've heard them live, even in Hamburg or here back in
Yeah.
the UK, they were incredible. What made them so brilliant? I
Hard work,
wonder.
I think. I heard them-
Hard work, yeah.
I heard them before they went. We did an audition for Billy Fiori,
Yeah.
and I walked out. They
Oh,
weren't very good at all.
No?
Stuart
No.
Sutcliffe had his two years, and then when they came back,
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
unbelievable.
I know.
I remember
you must have went to the Crossroads.
Yeah.
when we were in the Amber in
You know what the
Hamburg.
Crossroads is, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it started with it was the black singer in the 30s. It was Johnson, wasn't it? Was it Johnson? Was the used to do all the blues? Yeah. Apparently, you go to the Crossroads and you meet the devil, and he says he can come with me, and I'll make you a star, or you can go into obscurity, and you sell a soul to the devil, and you come back, and you're heroes when you come back. You can write this and you can write that. You can sing this.
Yeah. That was it. There was a scene in Liverpool with Laurie Stone and Jerry and the Pacemakers. And everybody knew that Jerry, they went to Jamberg and they came back and they were marginally better. But all of a sudden, the Beatles hadn't done the regular scene. They came from absolutely nowhere and blew the place apart.
Yeah.
I remember we were in Hamburg, on a Saturday night. It would start at 4 o'clock, and then we played right through on and off till about 6 in the morning. And then we went back to the Hotel Pacific, and at 6 o'clock on the Sunday night, that same day, they were waking us up to get on stage. We were absolutely, and we just jumped in the van, went to the club, and done our first hour.
And you, Tommy, is he asleep? Is he calling asleep, Tommy? I thought he'd fallen asleep.
I'm like that, Mike. I'm just listening to Alan's stories.
You weren't old enough to know any of this, were you?
No.
Yeah,
Well,
it's a pity Alan Anson's not here, really.
Yeah. I want to get Alan in.
Because his missus is not well at the moment. So
Yeah.
But Alan's been in like 7 bands. He's got like 7 bricks on the Cavern Wall.
7 in the camera.
7.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, I thought maybe you were all going to come tonight, and I was looking forward to obviously speaking to all of you, and all of you telling me all about your kind of exploits, and it's been great for that. I mean, fantastic. We've got about 5 minutes left, and I'll just play this little jingle. We'll come back, and then we'll wind up.
Okay, Bill.
Yeah, okay, great.
Across the wards of Wrightington and Wigan hospitals, playing the best of yesterday. This is Wrightington Hospital Radio.
Hospital Radio, just the tonic.
Well, I'm Bill Hart, and this has been the Lanky Beat Live, and my guests tonight were Dublin Street, consisting of 3 of the band, Alan Schroeder, Alan Unsworth, and Tommy Murphy, and we've had a great little chat. I'm sure we could do this all over again and talk about completely different things than what we have done tonight, because it never seems to be enough time to get all the goodies in, does there?
That's right, yeah, we can come up again, Bill.
I know,
certainly.
fantastic.
Thanks for the opportunity.
It really has, been a good show tonight, I think. I hope you listeners out there think it's been a good show as well,
And many thanks to you, Bill, because, giving us the time and giving us the opportunity to play in the club. We appreciate that.
Oh, well,
and
goes without saying.
just your own time you put into it, Bill, and what we say, it's all for the kids.
Don't be crying, Bill. Put that shade away.
Yeah. Well, we did it for 2 reasons. One is obviously we wanted a knock now and again. I'm not in a particular band, or I wasn't, and rather than commit to an official bunch of guys and calling yourself a band or a group and then traipsing up and down motorways till 3 o'clock in the morning on Sunday morning and then get 50 quid in your back pocket. Well, they were okay. They were okay days.
So you got that much?
You got that much. I know. If you were lucky to get 50 quid. Then I had to pay tax out of it, petrol money out of it, rehearsals out of it. By the time you finish, it's less than the minimum wage, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you didn't do it for that. You didn't do it that. It was nice to get a little bit in your back pocket, but we didn't do it for that. And so Lanky Cats came about because I was semi-retired, but I wanted a knock now and again. And I got together with a bunch of other people who had like-minded ideas, and then it just grew and grew and grew. And then we started to get bona fide bands in, who were working bands, who wanted to play. Yeah. And nobody were more amazed at that than me. And it was great to see it. So that's all we have on now, really. No, there's no jam bands or scratch bands anymore. No. Every band that comes is a working band.
Yep.
So the quality of a working band is always higher, a little bit higher. And we've got some great bands coming up. And you guys are all in that mix. It's fantastic. Thank you very much for doing it for us.
Yeah, it's
Thank
great
you,
meeting all the.
Thanks for
It's
having us.
great meeting all the other musos and
Yeah.
that big dressing room where you can
Yeah.
bit of banter and
Yeah.
fantastic.
Well, we'll keep Lanky Cats going as long as you keep us going.
Definitely.
All right.
Yep.
I mean, that's the deal, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you're always guaranteed a welcome, and we'll give you as good a time as we possibly can. So that brings us to the end of the show. Alan Schroeder, thank you very much. Give me
Thank
a
you,
shake
Gav.
my hand. Thank you very much. Alan Unsworth, shake my hand.
Thank you.
And Tommy Murphy,
Thanks,
thank
Bill.
you very much. Give our regards to the other members of the band and your good people at home and whoever you're neglecting tonight by coming here. And
I think we're going to go down to Mersey Cats for a pint now.
yeah,
We need it.
hey,
Well,
of
that's
course
enough
it's a
outside
Mersey Cats
to smell
night,
it.
isn't it? Yeah, Mersey Cats and Mersey Rats is on tonight, so if you fancy getting down there, well,
Yeah.
great
Get on
stuff.
down, yeah.
Yeah, fabulous. So we'll play out with our usual tune. Thank you very much for joining us, you people out there. I hope you're all nicely tucked in your beds inside those wards of Wrightington Hospital. You can settle down for the night tonight. We're taking you through 24/7 on Hospital Radio Wrightington, so don't switch us off yet. With plenty more to come where that came from. Yeah.